You are listening to the Brohio Podcast Show.
Man, I am tired.
I'm not. I just had a Red Bull.
Yeah.
I'm drinking beer. I don't ever drink beer. We're still trying to recuperate from the live show.
The only way to nurse being hungover is to drink more beer.
Hey, don't they call that the hair of the dog or something like that?
They do.
You got to bite the dog to bit you. That's what my daddy always used to say.
Little assholes.
Yeah, Rob had a Bob Kitty hair on his microphone. He was chasing right there.
I just had to get it off there for a second.
We had an awesome live show.
Whew, it was great.
We
Awesome.
met so many cool people.
Thank you guys, everybody that showed up. All the other podcasts that participated. It was a great night.
It was. We had people come from Virginia.
Yeah.
Sam and Ashley. We had people come from Sydney, Ohio. We had people come. There were people there from Texas, from Oklahoma. I can't believe.
Wild.
Why would they do that?
Wild.
Why would they do that for us?
I don't know. Well, they were not necessarily for us.
They were
but
sorely disappointed. I know that. We covered the Frogman.
they all were just left the night like, okay.
Like I come in expecting a lot more, but they really did fucking suck.
The food was great. Podcast sucked.
Yeah. There was the way it was set up. We had some kids right next to the wall next to us, and we weren't separated by much. So they got Brohio in full stereo. Those kids did not sleep last night.
Yeah, the parents were dragging them off, like in herds.
Yeah, they said we gotta get the fuck out of here.
What is going on here?
These shock jocks over here. You know what they call?
Yeah, I think so. That's like what they used to call Howard Stern.
Howard Stern,
a shock jock.
I love Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Now I see his videos on Pornhub and stuff. I'm like, man, he really had it going on. He had like transvestites riding dildos and stuff in the studio.
Yeah.
If you're listening to the Brohio Podcast Show and you'd like to ride a dildo in our studio, please reach out to us at brohiopodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, Brohio Podcast, or Twitter @Brohio Podcast. We're also on Facebook @Brohio Podcast. We have a closed group. It's called Butt Chuggers Anonymous. You can join it. There's a super secret word. I'm not telling you. I said it in the last episode.
Yeah. Fucking listen.
And everyone turned against me. They said, you can't let them in.
They were so pissed.
If they don't know, then they don't get in.
It's like a secret club, man.
And I said, well, here's the thing about this closed group. I run this motherfucker. I actually don't. They kind of run it. They took control of it, and it's out of control now.
Do you know who you're talking to?
Absolutely not.
I'll post stuff in there, and I'm like, I dare motherfucker to report me.
I haven't been reported yet for anything.
I haven't either.
But I'm very cautious about what I post because
I've dropped 2 that I'm surprised didn't get me reported.
I ain't trying to go to jail or anything. I know too many people and shit. You feel me?
What if you could just go sent to jail for that? for putting stuff on Facebook.
Zuckerberg's like, I want him out of here. Boy, is he having a bad week or what?
Oh, what a poor guy. The memes that are coming out of this are amazing, though.
My most favorite one I've seen is, he sat on that little booster seat.
Yeah. That's all the good ones.
There's one where he's sitting there and he's got his feet up.
Yeah,
he's wearing Crocs.
The Crocs and the socks.
He's got like cotton feet, like Cotton from King of the Hill, his dad.
It's like a 2-year-old's legs.
His legs got blown off in NAMM, so they just sewed his feet to his kneecaps. He's missing his shins. We got 2 podcasts to plug this week. We got a really good one called Monsters Among Us. I talked to Derek. He runs a cryptid case monthly mailer.
Okay.
We're going to be plugging that here in the next couple weeks. But right now we're plugging his podcast.
Sounds
good. And then later on, we're going to be plugging him.
Ooh.
If you know what I mean.
Please.
He does a show about cryptoids, paranormal, but this is all people, kind of listener-based stuff. So you get a lot of good stories, stuff from all over the world. Paranormal stuff, UFOs, aliens, all kinds of wicked shit. We're also plugging Witching Hour, stories of the macabre and unusual. And macabre is a really hard word because it looks like it spells
macabre.
Macabre.
Yeah.
Which sounds like
Spanish.
Which sounds like a handful of Mexican jizz. Like, I'm going to put some macabre on you. They do all kinds of darkness. They cover all kinds of spoopy stuff, creepy stuff, mysterious stuff. But let's quit fucking talking about it, Rob. And let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Sexy.
In the shadowed recesses of our world, monsters lurk. Despite our reluctance to find them, an unlucky few cross paths. It's these experiences that we explore at Monsters Among Us podcast. My name is Derek Hayes. Each week, I explore calls from around the world detailing chilling encounters with mystery beasts, ghosts, UFOs, and a plethora of other strange happenings. You can find Monsters Among Us podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and most other podcatchers.
Hey guys, I'm Amanda.
And I'm Christina. So we know you're fans of the bizarre.
If you can't get enough,
And we know you can't.
then check out our podcast, The Witching Hour, Stories of the Macabre and Unusual. Join me
And me.
and our co-host Jacob as we play a drinking game and laugh our way through tales of the paranormal, UFOs, serial killers, and the unexplained. Grab a cocktail
Or two.
and drink along to your favorite stories of the bizarre.
Look for The Witching Hour, Stories of the Macabre and Unusual, wherever you get your podcasts.
So go give those guys a listen for us.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
We're the waffle stomping, butt chugging bros of Brohio, and we're telling you to go listen to those guys. So
You got to listen.
when we say jump, you say get the fuck out of my face. Right?
I think that's how it works.
Rob, we had some new Patreon pledges this week.
We did.
We also have, there was an error a few weeks ago.
Okay.
We had a week of subscribers, and their names weren't showing up. So I'm circling back and throwing them in.
Hey, awesome. Sounds good.
They said, "Hey, you fucking suck. You fucked up our shout out, but we're coming back."
Hey, we're on it.
And first, I would like to say thank you to Sean Punky Sykes. She's on the Butt Chuggers
That's a
Anonymous.
fun name.
She's fun.
I like it.
She's into stuff. She's really fun.
Next, we got Karsten Perry.
Yeah, she's one of the ones we fucked up and forgot.
Oh, sorry. Sorry
So
about that.
I told her
You have a lovely name.
I told her I would make it up to her. So, Karsten, this is me apologizing to you. I saw that you have beautiful green hair. I like your hair. I would like to smell it sometime
Ooh, I like that.
if you would let me.
Sure.
Okay. Next, we have Brenna Coarseness. Thank you so much, Brenna, for your pledge. And I
Thank
like
you
this
very
one.
much.
I like this one.
Yeah, next one we got Makeup Nerds.
Yeah, that was their name.
Awesome.
I
Good for
think-
you.
I think they might have an Instagram account called Makeup Nerds 1.
Okay.
I wrote them, they didn't write me back. So you guys need to get on there, check me sliding into your DMs, because I wanted to make sure that I was throwing out the correct Instagram handle, because we care about you guys.
Cool.
Next is Aaron Jensen. Aaron, thank you so much for your pledge. We really do appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And the next one we're totally gonna. I have no idea. I asked Nick before we did this one.
I got this one
Yeah,
nailed.
I'll let you take it.
Heather Dr. Seuss. I know she's listening. She's another active member on the social media there.
Yeah.
Heather DeZeus.
DZSUS.
DeZeus.
God, I bet you substitute teachers fucking hated her.
I bet you she can fucking just. She got Zeus in her name, so she can
Hey.
definitely just fucking fuck bitches and get money.
All right, what have we got going on this week?
Rob, I got a newspaper article for you.
I'm excited.
People come here to listen to our newspaper articles because no one gets the newspaper anymore.
I know.
But Rob and I, we get on our 10 speeds and we drive all around the country stealing newspapers off people's front porches. And we thumb through all these newspapers. And then we're done thumbing through these newspapers. We finger each other and we find the best articles that money has to buy. This article is called Denali is Full of Shit.
All right.
And I'm not talking about your SUV out in the yard. I'm talking about like the mountain Denali.
Okay.
A real live mountain.
Okay.
Not a mountain kitty. A mountain.
Gotcha.
Thank you for getting me.
Yeah.
The Alaska Mountain and the highest peak in North America, also known as Mount McKinley, has a poop problem. Michael Loso, a glacier geologist, told the Associated Press that between 1951 and 2012, 36,000 mountaineers deposited, count them, Rob, 215,000 pounds of human shit onto the Kahiltna Glacier. I think I got that right.
I just love that it was that they deposited.
Yeah. The most popular route to the summit. Since 2007, the National Park Service has required hikers to keep their poop off the mountain.
Be considerate.
Don't shit on the
You
mountain.
fucking assholes.
Stop putting mountains on the mountain. Most put in the biodegradable bags and toss it into crevices. Glacier. Oh, God.
You got shit-filled crevices.
Sounds like my bedroom before I met my wife. I wouldn't put your hand in there. That's where I keep the love sock.
It's like your ass before you wipe.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't get into my crevice.
Oh, I'm going to have to talk to you about something when I'm done with this article. But Loso told the AP that it doesn't do much. The poop never fully degrades, and it could reappear downstream as a literal shit stain on the otherwise immaculate glacier.
Oh,
there's poop stains all over this
hey,
ice
Mom,
mountain.
that glacier shit.
Yeah. I see some Hershey squirt marks up there, and it's coming down. I think it's going to get on our shoes. It's the same thing as when your dog poops in the yard all winter.
Oh,
That's what he told the newspaper. And I may not scientifically think it has all gone away, but nonetheless, I'm always surprised in the spring when the poop is still there.
Well, I mean, because you got to think. I mean, usually it just goes into the ground, and grass comes out from it on a glacier. It ain't gonna fucking sprout anything.
You know what, Michael? Take your lazy fucking ass up there with the pooper scooper. Move it your goddamn self. How about that?
Make yourself useful.
I guess there was a new law put into place under the proposed rule changes that were open to public comment. Mountaineers on the west buttress below Camp 4, which is 14,000 feet, will be required to cache their poop in biodegradable bags, haul it back to the base camp on their descent, and fly it back to Talkeetna. Higher on the mountain, they'll still be allowed to dispose of feces in a crevice. If you're above 14,000 feet, you can still shit in a crack. The Park Service will mark a crevice near Camp 4 that will be used for human waste disposal on the upper mountain.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Man, so...
No pooping on glaciers, guys.
Hey, I know you boys, they're heading up on the mountain here this afternoon, but when you get up to about 14,000 and a half, there's going to be a big old crack. And that's where you boys can stop and take a shit if you need to. Just drop your ass down there over the crack, and you just hang her loose and bust it out. Take your shit. It's just going to go down to that crevice, and it's going to lay there until someone else shits on top of it.
I like that.
Here's what I need to talk to you about.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is terrible.
Okay.
I think last week we talked about people that sit down and stand up to poop.
Yes.
You people are fucking terrorists that stand up. I already said that.
Fucking weirdos.
But what about when you wipe and I know there's a tactic to wipe front to back, like from the middle to the back and then from the back down. I hate it when you're just pushing it back and forth. Like you just keep wiping and wiping and wiping.
Yeah.
And the poop never goes away. That's terrifying.
I think it was Parks and Rec. I think when Chris Pratt said something like, "It's like I'm wiping a stinky marker."
Yeah, exactly. There's like a Sharpie hanging out of your ass, and you just keep on rubbing the toilet paper.
It never fully goes away.
Does it keep fucking multiplying? And then you just finally you throw in the towel.
You get even more like flabbergasted when like when you use wipes and it still doesn't go away, and you're like, shit, I gotta get a bar of soap and shove it up my ass.
You just told the people that you use baby wipes.
Oh no, I'm not ashamed whatsoever. I haven't used toilet paper in years.
Man, you got the nicest doo-doo.
Oh, dude, got the pinkest asshole this side of the Mississippi.
I read a meme this week that said your lips are the same size as your butthole, or the same
skin.
Same skin tone as your butthole.
Yep, that's very true.
I unfortunately I can't get my head far enough out of my ass to see the entrance of my butthole.
Open this for me, please.
Okay, it's what are we drinking, Rob?
That's a KBS, Founders KBS. It's a delicious beer. It cost me a lot of money.
All right. Well, I don't have any money, so I'm drinking.
Thank you, good sir.
I'm drinking Miller High Life.
You're drinking Lagunitas. It's not bad.
Right.
A little something.
Well, the waffle stomping butt chugging bros of Ohio, we're talking about
everybody's favorite topic.
Yeah.
Fuck.
George Bush. No, I'm sorry. I meant Adolf Hitler. Now, we're not talking about the life and times of Adolf Hitler. We're talking about the death conspiracies associated with Adolf.
Yeah, 'cause fuck that guy.
And I think Adolf is a very beautiful name. I'm just kidding. People do not take lightly jokes about the Holocaust and Adolf Hitler.
Too soon?
Right. So we're not going to make too many jokes about that.
No.
We
are not sympathizers in the least bit.
I think the Nazis were very nasty people. I think what they did was completely disgusting. I think what the old Fuhrer, I think that's what they call him.
Yeah.
I think he was a disgraceful human being.
Absolutely.
But he was a big fan of Disney movies. He liked Disney. And I think him and Walt Disney, there's so much about Hitler we could have gotten into, but I do think there's some theories out there that Walt Disney was a big fan of Adolf Hitler.
Well, from what I remember hearing, Walt Disney was a very big bigot and racist himself. So
Yeah, but Disney is a that's a juggernaut, dude.
yeah.
I want to do an episode on the hauntings of Disney parks. I think that'd be a really good episode.
Yeah, they keep all that stuff hush hush.
They do, because little kids die and they just fucking put them in a trash can.
Yep.
Roll them out to the dumpster.
Happiest place on earth as they're wheelbarrowing out your kids' bodies.
Here's a churro.
Yeah, here's a churro. Here's a $15 balloon with Mickey Mouse's head inside of it.
Have you been to Disney?
We go like every couple of years, yeah.
Yeah, we've gone.
It's miserable.
We've gone to both of them.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's miserable.
California. Say hello to our California listeners.
Never been to Disneyland.
I don't know the difference.
I don't know. I've never been to the California one. So.
One is in Florida. One's in California.
Right.
We'll figure it out sooner or later, Rob.
I'm sure they're both fucking hellholes.
Yeah. With the goddamn churros, Rob.
60,000 people in one fucking little area. Like,
All right.
Fuck me.
All right, so we're covering the death conspiracies
There's quite a few of them, too.
of Adolf Hitler.
Adolf.
And he was, like I said, there's a lot of stuff we're not covering, but he was nominated in 1939 for the Nobel Peace Prize. He was. This is before he.
Can they take that back? They're like, can we take back a nomination?
Yeah. We fucked up a little bit. And he was nominated, I think it might have been Time Magazine or People. He was nominated as like Person of the Year.
Ugh.
I'm not super well versed in Nazi culture and Nazi history.
Well, and in all fairness, Person of the Year isn't necessarily that you're the best person of the year. It's usually that you're the most talked about, or I think Donald Trump was last year.
Was he?
I think so. I might be wrong, but it's not necessarily, you're the best of the best for the year. It's usually like, hey,
simply the best.
You're talked about the most for the year.
Donald Trump he just stuck his dick in Syria this week. I woke up and I had 17 notifications from Fox News. I said, great. I'm going to my bomb shelter. I don't have a bomb shelter.
AKA our studio.
Right. We got a heater down here, a little space heater. Now, we're going to start at World War II, the end of World War II, where, it was over for Adolf. He was done. It had reached a point where the Germans kind of knew that it was a wrap.
Right.
The Soviets were beating on the door, and it's still, every time I read about World War II, it always catches me by surprise that Russia was on the side of America, because they had Stalin as their leader, and Stalin did just as many atrocities to people as Hitler did.
Right. Yeah, he really did.
But then he said, Hitler, you're about to take a little fucking dirt nap.
He's like, you're not taking my fucking glory.
No, you about to take a little motherfucking nap.
Yeah.
Adolf. The facts of the death, obviously, they're all subjective. There's a lot of different theories. There's a lot of different stories of what happened to Adolf. But is it okay if I call him Adolf?
Yeah, man. Go for it.
Like a dolphin?
It's catching me off guard every time you say it.
I feel like that when he died, he probably turned into a dolphin.
He may have.
And he got fucked by like a giant sperm whale.
Is he the sex demon?
Just tore him out. Have you ever seen a whale dick before?
No, I have not.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm not falling for this trick again.
Okay.
Real quick, take a drink of that.
Oh, okay. I'll do it.
Or take a time out here.
Not too shabby. It's thick. That's thick.
Just like my ass.
Like my underwear. So that's what we're here for, Bro Ohio, is to break down all the facts for you, right?
We are. That's what we do. True or not?
So there were a lot of captured soldiers that were Nazi sympathizers that were actually Nazis. They were from Nazi Germany, and they were interrogated. They were interrogated by the people they were caught by, and they all had a different fucking tune of what happened to Adolf. And I don't think any of them knew. They just kind of made shit up. But like I said, they gave a laundry list of shit that happened to him. Stockholm, they're reporting that Hitler died from a cerebral hemorrhage.
Okay.
And they said that he fell at his command center at the Reich chancellery, that he fucking hit his head.
So he hit his head hard enough to kill him.
He died.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if I don't know that there's obviously there could be some truth to that. I don't know, because you can't actually nail down specifically what happened to this fucking guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're talking right now. The next thing they said that he was potentially, and these were all what the soldiers were saying when they were being interrogated. Like, where's Hitler at? Where the fuck is he? And they're saying, well, I don't fucking know where he's at. I've never met the guy. I can't imagine that that would be like a U.S. soldier being captured right now. They're like, tell us where Trump's at.
Yeah.
He's on the fucking golf course somewhere, not doing anything.
Exactly.
One soldier said that he was taken prisoner by the Gestapo, which was it was like the German police. There was actually like a German police, and there was like a version of the Gestapo that was like Nazi. They did Nazi shit. They just fucking hurt people and killed people. But then towards the end of World War II, I think everyone in Germany kind of started to turn against Hitler. They said, this guy, he wears really funny fucking shorts. His name's Adolf. He's not a fucking wizard. He's an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's killing all of our friends. We're done with him. They said also that he was, and this was probably, in my opinion, the most accurate assumption. One soldier said that this motherfucker was standing strong in Germany. He wasn't going anywhere. But then one soldier said he moved his command center to Japan. But then one soldier, he said that he committed suicide along with his mistress.
Yeah, Eva Braun.
She's a dime too. She looks like she got hit with a bag of what the fuck. She looks so fucking stupid.
He said she looks stupid.
Hey, baby girl, come over here real quick. Let me get up in your ear for a second. I just want to tell you how fucking stupid you look. Get the fuck out of here. I would never do something like that. So you have all these accounts of what actually happened to Adolf. Time magazine, they had an interview with his chauffeur.
Fancy.
I have a chauffeur. His name is Uber, and he will drive me anywhere I want for nominal fee.
Yeah, because Hitler's ass wasn't driving himself places.
Nine. Now, Time magazine had an account from a Hitler chauffeur that said that the bodies of Hitler and Eva Braun were removed from Adolf's underground bunker and burned. There was also the claim by the chauffeurs that they were indeed suffering from bullet wounds to the head. Now, that doesn't always kill you. I think as the story goes, right before his final days, his end of days, Adolf reached out to his doctor and said, hey, what is the best way to kill myself? And this doctor told him, I would go with a bullet to the head along with cyanide. So take the cyanide and then shoot yourself.
So that way, if the bullet wound doesn't kill you, the cyanide does.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And every time we talk about these, like,
what a doctor. He's going above and beyond.
Yeah. I tell you how to do it real good if you listen to me very closely. When we talk about all these old stories, it's always cyanide, man.
I know. It really is.
Why was cyanide so...
It went out of style.
It is out of style. I went to get some at Rite Aid the other day.
Now you're just snorting condoms.
They're like, what can we help you with today? I'm like, oh, I got my electric bill in the mail today. I really need some cyanide. I want to fucking kill myself. Sir, we're going to have to notify the police. That's fine. They can watch me kill myself.
Times just aren't what they used to be,
no,
man.
They're not. And they said, no. No, Mr. Alexander, we don't have any cyanide. So I got the fuck out of there with some Sour Patch Kids and a Yoo-Hoo.
Same difference.
Right. We called it a day. Pop Rocks and Pepsi.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Now, there was a book published in 1968 by a former Soviet intel officer. In this book, it is said the Russians did indeed find the body, and they did an autopsy on the body. They were able to confirm the identity with dental records, and they discovered the true cause of death was, for Hitler, poisoning via cyanide. Now, the thing about, I listen to some true crime, not that much anymore because I'm getting fucking sick of it.
For real.
Dental records are kind of moving. They're kind of moving to the wayside. People don't really use dental records that much anymore. And I think about, your teeth are nothing like fingerprints. There's such a single identity associated with a fingerprint.
Yeah.
Whereas their teeth, I have wisdom teeth right now, and them fucking things are still growing, and they're causing my teeth to shift. And if you don't have a lot of dental work done, it would be hard to distinguish, a certain person's teeth from someone else's teeth. So,
yeah, it's not a fail safe.
So this is not, in my mind, nowhere even close to being 100% probability that this was indeed Adolf Hitler that they discovered, because the body that they found was fucking burned up and all they had was a jaw.
Yeah, not only that, but I mean, we're talking about when it was the 40s or the 50s when this happened.
Everyone was stupid back then.
Yeah, they didn't know what the fuck was going on.
You see their shoes and stuff. They didn't, except for my wife's grandpa. He's 95. He's got it together. He was probably okay back in the 1940s. He was in the war. He talks about it.
Technology's changed a lot since then.
Not much, just a little bit. Now, what I personally would do if I found Hitler's jawbone, I would just pick it up and fuck it, just put it on my wiener, and I would make Hitler pay for all his war crimes. I would make that pretty little mouth pay, because I'm the delicious Nicolicious, and that's what I do.
That's what you do. I've seen it.
All right, so moving on from the cyanide, in April 1945, that's when Hitler went into hiding in the infamous bunker. And it was called the Fuhrer bunker.
Of course it was.
I think they called it the Fuhrer bunker because they were covering up. They really wanted to call it the furry bunker because how much pussy he got in there. He'd go down to the local German club and he'd say, "Hey girls, who's trying to come back to the furry club?" And back then, you know what it looked like downstairs back then, Rob.
It was all furry.
Right. I've stumbled upon...
What a horrible time to be alive.
I've stumbled upon some of my mom and dad's old VHSs. Not of them, thank God.
I was going to say, oh man, you poor thing.
Right. But it is my personal experience that women did not shave their vaginas back then.
Yeah. It was very...
untamed.
Yeah.
Complete fucking wilderness.
The wild west.
It was the Lion King down there.
Right.
That's what it looked like. It looked like Rafiki.
Like Scar's asshole.
It looked like they had Rafiki in a headlock. I love the Lion King.
I do too. Best movie of all time.
They call it the furry bunker. It was located 50 feet below the Chancellery buildings in Berlin. Now, this bunker had 30 rooms because if you're if you're Adolf Hitler, you need fucking 30 rooms.
I have 3 rooms in my house, let alone a fucking bunker.
I've got 27 toilets. I'm not going to make penis jokes yet because we are definitely going to get to Hitler's dick in this episode.
Absolutely.
Because it is no wonder he fucking killed himself. Now, the furry bunker had 2 floors, 30 rooms, like I said. And he held daily briefings down with his down in the bunker with his closest generals. This is kind of funny to me. Every day they would show up and they would say, it's very fucking bad. They would tell him that that he was fucked, that the Soviets were closing in, the war was coming to an end, and the Third Reich was coming to an end, and it was essentially spiraling out of control.
Yeah. It wasn't looking good for him.
In a frantic, I guess, last-ditch effort, Hitler ordered Berlin to be defended by troops. Like he was just going to surround the city with a certain group of troops and have them just fight the Soviets off and keep them out of the center of Berlin, essentially protecting himself. But he was so fucking just, dead to the world and fucking stupid that he'd sent those troops someplace else earlier, weeks ago, and they were pretty much all dead for the most part. So there were essentially no defenses set up in Berlin. Russia's just long dicking them, just going in without a rubber. They said, we're coming in to your the capital city here, and we're going to fucking destroy everything. I don't know if Berlin is the capital.
I don't know either.
In my mind, it makes sense.
It makes total sense.
Probably not right. One of you people are going to write us and tell us if we're right or not. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, probably 30 minutes after this episode comes out. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Right. But at this point, Hitler kind of knows I might be fucked. It might be bad. Nine. So flash forward to April 22nd, and this is when he did his. I've seen it on the internet a lot. They dubbed stuff with it. And are you familiar with the movie I'm talking about? It's a movie about Hitler, but they always put it on the internet and they put different words with it, and they kind of make like a meme out of it. But this is his infamous rambling speech that many people can attest to, that he just loses his shit. Like, he just completely has a Hitler meltdown. I would love to be in the room while Hitler was having a meltdown.
Oh man, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
And I would be like, "Hey, Adolf, you know what's funny? You fucking suck." And then I'd give him a stone cold stunner. Now, Hitler's generals, they told him the best thing that he could do was flee to the mountains. Climb to the top and jump off and fucking kill himself. I don't think that's what his general said, but that's what I would have told him to do.
I mean, if going to the mountains, I feel like that, is pretty good advice.
How'd that work out for bin Laden, Ron?
Well, I guess that's true. Well, we didn't have the same type of firepower as we did back then, but
hide and seek, motherfucker. We got you. We got your.
We win. We always win.
Yeah, we do. America, we just
we're bullies.
Oh, I hate it. There's a problem on the other side of the world. I think we'll go take care of that.
Well, let's enforce some democracy.
We are friends with Kim Jong-un now. Why not have him start mopping up for us?
I don't know, man.
You can get that little short fuck to, I bet it's like sushi comes, they slice it and it's like a half-inch thick.
Yeah.
I bet his dick looks like a little sushi roll.
I bet it does.
That's why he's so upset about everything.
Yeah.
I asked for California roll and you gave me dynamite roll. What am I supposed to do with this? Like I said, the generals, they told Adolf to hide up in the mountains. And Adolf said, fuck this, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you. And he made a public announcement that it was his full intentions to maintain his position in Berlin and keep fighting. That he was not running. He was going to stay in his bunker and he was going to fight until the Reich was dead and he was dead. Now, a day later, on April 23rd, that afternoon, Hitler received a surprise telegraph from Göring, who had already reached safety. I'm going to fuck this up so bad. And
Berchtesgaden.
Berchtesgaden. And the telegraph says, my Fuhrer, my furry, in view of your decision to remain in the fortress of Berlin, do you agree that I take over at once the total leadership of the Reich with full freedom of action at home and abroad as your deputy in accordance with your decree on June 29th, 1941? If no reply is received by 10 o'clock tonight, I shall take it for granted that you have lost your freedom of action and shall consider the conditions of your decree as fulfilled and shall act for the best interest of our country and our people. You know what I feel for you in the gravest hour of my life. Words fail me to express myself. May God protect you and speed you quickly here in spite of all. Your loyal Hermann Göring. Now, do you know what this did to Adolf?
What did it do to Adolf?
It got him so fucking mad.
I bet it did.
That someone just wanted to assume leadership of the entire. They're like
to take his position while he was.
Someone
hiding.
sent him a telegraph and essentially said, "Hey, since you're gonna fucking die in the next couple days, I'm gonna go ahead and start running shit up here if that's cool with you." And that pissed him off.
Well, I understand.
And it just makes him that much meaner with that little mustache. You're so cute when you get mad. Look at your mustache. You're giving little mustache brides to those Ohio boys, aren't you there, Adolf? Now, the next day, April 26th, Soviet artillery fire made the first direct hits on his bunker, the Chancellery building and the grounds directly above the Fuhrer bunker. That evening, a small plane containing female test pilot Hannah Reich, and I think it's completely crazy with how much they held their people back in Germany and how much horrible fucking things they did to their people, that they were utilizing female pilots in their military. I think
it is pretty weird to think of. I wouldn't have thought that they would have.
Right. And this was also, she was accompanied by a General Ritter von Grimm, and they landed in the street, and they were part of the Third Reich. They were German soldiers. They landed in the middle of the street near the bunker following it was a daring flight where they were getting shot at by the Soviets, and a bullet went through the plane and hit Grimm in the foot, which he was the male general that was flying with the female. Once inside the Fuhrer bunker, the wounded Grimm was informed by Hitler he was to be Göring's successor, promoted to field marshal in command of the Luftwaffe. Luftwaffe. So this guy was appointed to field marshal because the other guy sent the telegraph, whatever, and fucking pissed him off so bad that he's just like, I'm just going to replace you. But he didn't get to go straight to work. He was fucking bedridden for 3 days in the bunker because he got shot in the goddamn foot.
Poor guy.
I don't feel bad.
I don't either.
Now, on the night of April 27th, the Soviet bombardment of the Chancellery buildings reached its peak with numerous direct hits. Hitler sent frantic telegrams to Keitel demanding Berlin be relieved by a now non-existent army. So the army that he initially called to be set up around Berlin, they never set up because they were all dead to begin with. Now he was calling in for relief soldiers to come into Berlin because the Soviets were so close to closing in on where he was at, but those soldiers were dead too, and they were already gone. I'll let you...
Everybody's dead.
Yeah. Everyone has AIDS. Everyone is dead. I'll let you grab this one right here because it says, I see in my notes here, it says blow, and I know how much you like to...
Oh, I can't wait. I'm drooling. Now, the final blow came on the 28th. This is when Hitler received word via Goebbels' propaganda ministry that British news services were reporting that SS Reichsfuhrer Heinrich Himmler, these German names are out of control.
Right.
What happened to Matt and Steve and all the shit?
Hey, Jeff.
Well, Heinrich Himmler had sought negotiations with the Allies and even offered to surrender German armies in the West to Eisenhower.
Hitler was so fucking, like, they thought that he was upset when he got the telegram before.
Yeah, witnesses say that he completely lost his shit.
And this, in the translation of the stories that are told, this very well could have been the scene where, everyone says Adolf completely just had his final fucking meltdown, and he was completely betrayed by this Himmler character, the hymen. Isn't a hymen inside of a vagina?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a scientist. I've said that before, but I do know a little bit about vaginas. I know more about penises than I do vagines and bobs, but I do what I can. But he lost. He had this fucking meltdown, and during the scuffle here, he immediately one of Himmler's personal representatives was staying in the bunker with him, and he was not only just a personal representative, he was also the husband of Eva Braun's sister.
Which Eva Braun, Hitler's wife.
Dime.
Yeah.
Complete dime piece.
She's a swamp donkey.
Stupid. My name's Bill Wilkins, and I heard somebody say something about swamp donkeys.
It was me, Bill. We're talking about Ava Braun. You know her?
I'll tell you a funny story about Ava Braun.
All right, I'm ready to hear it.
Do you know where I live at when I'm not sitting in my own shit in my chair?
I've always wondered, but I've never thought to ask you.
Hell, Rob. I live in hell.
Okay, that makes sense.
And one night, I was down there at the drinking hole, and I met a swamp donkey named Ava.
Okay.
And I said, won't you come home with me so I can flip your diddle? She said that her last boyfriend had a really small dick. And I said, Bill Wilkins is hung like a fucking Sasquatch. Won't you come back to my apartment and see what sitting in a shitty chair is really about?
All right.
And that's a story about the time that I had sex with Ava Braun.
What a nice lady.
Did you know he tells the best stories?
He really does.
He had sex with Ava Braun.
What a gentleman.
Bill Wilkins, everybody.
What a gentleman.
He's the resident demon that visits the show. Wink, wink. So he took this guy, Himmler, the representative, Ava Braun's sister's husband, took him straight out in the garden and had the motherfucker shot as soon as the news broke that Himmler was trying to negotiate a surrender without the permission of Adolf.
Himmler done fucked up.
He done fucked up. And at this point, so Hitler knew that it was getting bad that entire week. At this point, though, he said, I got to do, like, it's over. He kind of resigned to the fact that he was finally, it had reached its, what he was doing had run its course.
Right.
And he was about to get fucked by the long dick of
He knew what was coming.
the Allies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he knew he was going to lose.
Late in the evening, April 28th, he made his final will. I don't know. It was kind of like just crazy fucking ramblings, which doesn't seem like something Adolf would do. In his last will, he pretty much just blamed the Jews for everything.
Of course he did.
You want to take his last final fucking...
He's not backing down whatsoever.
No, it's like arguing with a woman. You know, they will fucking they ride or fucking die when they think they didn't do something wrong.
Right.
Another cool thing about women is when they do actually do something wrong and you have a legit reason to get mad at them, they are fucking mental terrorists and they can flip it around and make it where they're mad at you.
They make you feel like shit.
Yeah. You know, she like burns half the house down because she dropped her cigarette while she was having sex with some guy she met on Casual Encounters. And you're like, hey, why, I thought they shut down Casual Encounters. What's this guy doing here? And she's like, well, he came here because you don't give me attention anymore and I fucking hate you. And then you're like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Rob. And now on April 28th, I want to make it abundantly clear that's never happened to me. I've never caught my wife with a Casual Encounters, man.
Or with a cigarette.
That's how Rob and I met, was on Casual Encounters.
It really was.
And I don't smoke. I smoke cock, but I don't smoke cigarettes. Now,
Guilty.
So guilty. Now, late on April 28th, just before midnight, he married Ava. In a brief civil ceremony, there was a celebration of the marriage in his private suite. Champagne was brought out. He drank it with his asshole in honor of Brohio Podcast. He butt chugged the champagne.
Of course he did.
But the notes do say that there was champagne brought to the room. All of the people living in the bunker came to Hitler's suite, and they listened to Hitler reminisce about better days that had gone by. Hitler concluded, however, that death would be a release for him. And after the recent betrayal of his oldest friends and supporters, he said, that's the only way that I can get out of this is to fucking off myself. And this was kind of his final resignation here, was to marry her and make things right. I don't know what the marriage is symbolic of.
Yeah, I mean, especially because of what the overall outcome of it was.
She's probably nagging him for all those years. Now, he did have an ex-wife.
You're never going to make a woman out of me, Adolf.
Yeah, you're not touching this pussy, you sick fuck. Not till you put a ring on this finger. He did have a wife before that, an ex-wife, and it's documented that she attempted to commit suicide about 7 times during the length.
It's probably just because of his little dick.
Hold on, we're not there yet, Rob.
Oh, sorry.
Right. So she tried to commit suicide 7 times. Like my daughter right now, she fucking climbs on everything. I'm like, hey, I gotta watch her every second. I couldn't imagine having someone around all the time. Like you have to watch them because they're getting ready to kill themselves.
And just to make it clear, we're not joking about suicide. We're joking about
Hitler,
yeah,
horrible things that happened to him
in this situation.
This couldn't have happened to a better person.
Right.
You're hanging out with someone. You know, you're at the bar.
This is probably one of the worst people in like humanity.
Yeah,
ever. Like
you look over at your friend and he breaks a beer bottle and just crams it into his wrist. You're like, hey, that's the second time today, Rob. What's going on?
Fucking ow!
Yeah, can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. And on the next day, April 29th, the Soviets finally moved to within a mile of the bunker. The furry bunker was they were under fire. Okay?
Yeah, it was tainted.
At this point, Hitler was informed that Mussolini was dead from Italy.
Darn.
Equally a fucking shithead, asshole.
Piece of fucking shit.
And when he died, they hung him. They fucked him up too. They hung him upside down. They 69 with him and stuff after he's dead. All kinds of bad stuff happened to Mussolini.
Got to utilize his body.
Yeah, big old fat motherfucker. Now, to test out his cyanide, Hitler, and this makes me hate this motherfucker even that much more. Hitler had several cyanide pills, and to test them out, he gave one to his dog Blondie.
Oh, what a fucking piece of shit.
The dog died. Oh, poor Blondie. I don't know what kind of dog Blondie was, but I have to imagine that Hitler made the dog lick peanut butter off his nuts all the time.
How can something like that make it like it makes you hate him so much more?
I know. He also handed there was secretaries that lived in the bunker with him, and he didn't have like a parting gift for them, so he gave them each cyanide capsules while apologizing. He says, I fucked this up, so here, have a pill to make it all better. And he gave the secretary cyanide pills as kind of like his parting gift. And
parting gift?
Yeah, he said this. He said, if things start to get a little bit sticky, the Soviets are within a mile here. If you start hearing the fucking doors rumbling, take these.
Fuck.
It'll make the monsters go away.
Some people get a 401k. Some people, get retirement and benefits. You get a cyanide capsule.
I went down to the jewelry store to get you a watch, yeah, and they were all out, so I got you something to kill yourself with. Stupid bitch. About 2:30 in the morning on April 30th. So this shit is all within a week of each other. Everything we've talked about. Hitler came out of his private quarters into a dining area for a farewell with staff members. Now, he said that he had glazed eyes and he didn't completely seem like he was all together there.
He was fucking stoned.
He was fucking pussy drunk.
Him and Ava were shagging uglies all night.
Probably not. He shook everyone's hands in silence, then he retired back into his quarters. Following Hitler's departure, those officers and staff members mulled over the significance of what they just witnessed. The tremendous tension of the tremendous tension in the room proceeding after that, they seemed to suddenly evaporate with the realization that the end of Hitler was near. A lighthearted mood surfaced, followed by spontaneous displays of merrymaking, even including dancing.
Oh, that's fun.
So they said
they just had a ball.
Ding dong, the dick is dead. The wicked dick, the wicked. They said he's going in there to fucking kill himself. But there's nothing to be excited about because they're all going to get butt fucked too at the end of the day there.
Yep.
At noon on April 30th, man, this motherfucker just didn't sleep. Poor guy. Hitler attended his last military situation conference and was told the Soviets were just a block away. Oh, surprise, motherfucker. At 2 p.m., Hitler sat down and had his last meal, a vegetarian lunch.
Oh, what a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, what a...
You're going to have your last lunch and you're going to have I guess, I don't know if you
Be
knew.
careful, Rob. I think we have a lot of vegans that listen.
Well, still, I don't care if you're vegan or not. Come on, man.
You say, give me a goddamn pork chop.
If you're about to die, shit.
Give me a couple scoops of strawberry ice cream.
I think if you're about to die, the last thing you're worried about is whether or not a fucking cow got killed.
Give me some schnitzel on Ava's puss. I'm going to eat that. And,
The puss or the schnitzel?
I'm eating it all. I'm going to eat that. Well, we ain't had water in about 3 weeks, so I'm going to eat that shitty kitty. Now, his chauffeur was ordered to deliver 200 liters of gasolina to the Chancellery Garden because they were fitting to burn that motherfucker down. Hitler and his wife then went back into their private quarters while Bormann and Goebbels remained quietly nearby. Several moments later, this is how the story goes, folks. A gunshot was heard, a single gunshot. After waiting a few moments at 3:30 p.m.,
Pew.
it was a Star Wars gun. Bormann and Goebbels entered and found the body of Hitler sprawled on the sofa, dripping with blood from a gunshot wound to his right temple.
I'm dead.
I'm not really dead. I'm going up into the mountains.
And Ava,
I'm dead. Yeah. Ava Braun, she died from swallowing the cyanide pill.
yeah, fuck her too.
No, they didn't fuck her, Rob. That's not in the story. That's sick.
Who's to say it didn't happen?
Piece of shit.
We were talking about these fucking Nazis.
Yeah. So as the Soviets, they were blowing shit up, the bodies were carried up to the Chancellery Garden. They took his fucking ass up in the garden. This is what they say. This is what they say happens.
Yeah.
They took
This
him
is the
and
story.
this is the story. They took the bodies up to the Chancellery Garden. They doused him with gasolina, and Bormann and Goebbels stood by, and they gave a final Nazi salute. After the next 3 hours, the bodies were repeatedly doused with gasoline. They set those motherfuckers on fire. The charred remains were then swept into a canvas, placed into a shell crater, and buried.
So definitely a way better end than what he should have received. And I think that he knew the end was coming and he would be completely fucked. Like he'd probably saw an even worse end. Well, thinking about it, I mean, most capital punishment isn't too terrible. I mean, if I was the person that was doing the injection or the firing squad at that point,
Right.
I would have missed a couple times and had to keep doing it.
Oh, yeah, I shot you in the dick by accident. How do you like that?
Blow out some kneecaps and some elbows, but man, just a gunshot to the head and then burning, that just seems too good.
But in my opinion, with his story and his repeated, just complete rejection of handing over any responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't think he took that route out. I think he was too powerful,
Right.
and had too many people. The people that worked for him and the people that followed him, there's loyalty, and there's what these people were. I mean, they followed this man. He was their fucking god for whatever reason.
When you could say the same thing with old Kim Jong-un too, like you lead with fear and intimidation, and
you make these people think that they are absolutely nothing without you, and that they'll die. So my next question, Rob.
Okay.
Maybe he didn't kill himself because of what was about to happen, because he was losing the war.
Okay.
Maybe he killed himself because he was sexually unhappy.
Very much could be.
And that's what we're going to cover right now.
Okay.
Is Hitler's dick.
This is the topic of the evening.
Hitler's dick.
His cock.
Through many historians have dug into his medical records, and he had a pretty consistent track record of seeing doctors and seeing the same doctors. And his medical records go all the way back to when he was a kid. Hitler did have a micropenis, which is,
of course, he did. Explains so much.
If you're not familiar with a micropenis, it's like a baby dick on a grown man.
Google it.
Yeah. So
do it at work.
If you do have a micropenis and you're a grown man, when I unzip my pants, I go ta-da. If you have a micropenis, you go ta-da when you pull it out. You gotta make a little Elmo voice when you do it.
My voice is somewhere in between.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to see the tic tac? A lot of people say that the reason for him trying to take over Europe was an attempt to compensate for the lack of his dick.
Kind of like how guys with small dicks will drive big muscle cars.
How do you like my Corvette? Oh, I love it. What do you think of my dick?
I hate it.
I can't see it. Pull your hair to the side.
Will you lift up your fupa?
You're the first guy I've ever been with that doesn't shave his balls at all. Old guys are like that too.
They really are.
I don't go to the gym anymore.
Oh man, dude, old guys don't give a fuck.
They'll walk up and I don't know if women know this, but old guys in the locker room will walk up next to you while you're getting dressed, put their leg up on the bench next to you, just the balls are swinging, and they'll say, "What do you think about the Cincinnati Reds?" I would surely like for you to get your potato sack out of my face, sir. I appreciate you removing your fruit bowl out of smelling distance.
Oh,
and they're like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." And they go over there and they take some talcum powder and start shoving it up their ass and patting it on the bottom of their balls. I don't powder my nuts anymore. I get my servants to do it for me. Now, there's all kinds of stuff about Hitler's dick in his historical records. There was a rhyming song that.
Oh God!
So the soldiers from other countries, they knew that Hitler had a fucked up dick and balls, and they made a song about it. And I'd read it, but it just doesn't make sense because it's in German, so it doesn't
translation.
Rhyme, but they just keep on making fun of his little balls. He suffered from another gender deformality called hypospadias. You know what that is, Rob?
I do not know.
That's where the dick, like, you know, you got your hole for your dick is at the top of your dick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Hitler's hole was underneath of his dick.
Oh, okay.
It was on the bottom. It was like a faucet.
Would that make it easier to pee if your dick was hard?
I just think about him in his like general meetings.
Yeah.
Just saying, she told me that she wanted to see my dick and I pulled it out. Yeah. And I was like, you see the hole in the bottom? That's for showering on hose. Yeah. And if I put some Nazi juice on you, and if you like it, we can try it some other time. And then Ava speaks up and she's like, is that a hamster dick? It's a little tiny dick you got there, Adolf. I think you ate off part of your dick. I think that was the problem. That's why they named him Adolf, because when he was born, a fucking German raccoon ate off part of his dick. Party goat ate his dick off.
It's like a forever reminder.
You will always be known as the Adolf because your dick was Adolf. Oh, man.
It's horrible.
He had a fucking deathly fear of being seen naked. There were certain schedules and policies that anyone that worked at his mansions and his compounds, they had to adhere to these schedules because they could not be anywhere close to him when he was taking a bath or whenever he was doing his, I don't know, his jerking or whatever. But I'm trying to think about the science. If your dick hole is on the bottom of your dick and you're jerking off, and then you go to, you know, blow the load and you're got your hand around your wiener, you got that hole sealed off. I can imagine that would create a backup that would hurt pretty bad.
Oof, I don't even want to imagine that.
So maybe that's what he was upset about, Rob.
Maybe he just never got his rocks off.
Oh, he got his rocks off. All right, I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. But like I said,
I'm excited.
He had an irrational fear of being seen naked because he had a baby dick.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And he was completely, he spoke about like sex being filthy. He didn't like sex. And he thought that if he would try and convince people that if they did have sex, they were immediately infected. They would have STDs from, you know, making love to Nazis.
Definitely sounds like the logic of someone who couldn't physically get into a vagina.
You had a half-inch dick.
Yeah.
Am I in?
No.
I just feel a flat spot. Now, it's also said that Hitler had a undescended testicle. So he not only had a short dick, a dick with a hole in the bottom, but he only had one nut.
Damn.
And he told people he had the nut shot off in World War One.
Whatever you got to tell yourself, Adolf.
I'm so serious right now. Now, there was a medic that that vouched for this, that said, yeah, he got shot and it fucking took his nut with him. But then some other people are on the battlefield. They're like, no, he got shot in the thigh. It didn't even come close to his ball. And a doctor from his childhood said, no, this guy's always had one nut. The other one stuck up inside of him.
Damn.
And if you just climb about 10 feet off the ground and just jump down and land straight on your ass, you can get that last nut to come out.
Oh, yeah.
That's science right there.
It'll dislodge. Yeah, gravity will do its thing.
Now, Hitler took a cocktail every morning to kind of get him going of pain meds and various other things, but he had, and I wish I could get one of these, he had a prescription for an inhaler, and this inhaler, when he took it, it was fucking cocaine. So he'd hit this inhaler, and he'd just be crazy for the entire day because he just took a fucking bump of cocaine.
Yeah, and not that I know from experience, but I do know that cocaine will also keep your dick from working.
Really?
Yeah, it keeps your dick from getting hard. The only reason why I know that, I've never done cocaine in my life, but is because me being a UFC fan, John Bones Jones, probably my favorite fighter ever, he got busted for testing positive for cocaine, and he would need to take dick pills afterwards when he was partying so he could get it up.
Jeez.
Because cocaine keeps your dick from going hard.
Fuck you, cocaine.
Yeah.
I've never tried it.
Me neither.
I'm pretty much hooked on Big Macs and shit.
Nah, I'm the same way. Beer.
Love them.
Yeah. Pussy.
He did, yuck. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So he took this cocktail every day, and the same personal doctor he had later in his life, this doctor would inject Adolf with extracts from prostate glands
Yummy.
and testicles from young bulls. So they would extract these juices.
Bull assholes and testicles.
Could you? How about to be the guy that had to go in and get the shit out of the bull's ass and off its nuts?
Yeah.
And the bull's just like, and you got to go in there and get stuff out of its asshole and take stuff out of its balls for Adolf. So,
well, poor bull.
They would inject him with doo-doo, prostate glands. There's doo-doo juice down there.
Yeah, you got to go in the butt to get that.
You got to go all the way up in the butt. You got to go up in the butt to get a lot of stuff. But they were putting doo-doo juice in him, and he was also having testosterone administered to him before he would go to bed with Ava.
Adolf, did you get your testosterone shot before you came and lay down?
Yeah. He goes to the doctor. He's like, I really feel like I'm going to make the sex tonight. Can I have my shot, please? And he just fucking walks in the room. Ava's laying on the bed all sprawled out. He
just disappoints her all over again.
Throws that robe open. And she's, oh, little schnitzel, yeah? Vienna sausage. You're going to put that in me, yeah?
She was so ready to take that cyanide capsule.
Yeah. How about I just fucking kill myself? Now? I never have to do this again. He's like, what? You don't like it? You don't like the schnitzel now? He's like, no, not when I can barely see it. Maybe if you blow on your thumb very hard, they get it to come out. Yeah. I did read that Ava described the dick. She said it looked like a hamster dick, a gerbil dick.
God bless her.
She had a pet gerbil. She bred gerbils when she was a child, and she saw all their dicks, and she said the dicks looked similar to Adolf's dick, that he had a gerbil dick. And I'm sorry, Adolf, that you had a gerbil dick. We need to do a Ouija board here in a little bit and see if we can get Adolf in here.
I'm down.
We should try and channel him.
What if we could?
Oh, almighty and powerful Adolf. And he shows up, and we're just like, hey, man, we just want to tell you how small we thought your dick was. Get the fuck out of here. Finish the laundry while you're in here, you stupid son of a bitch. Oh, man. And it's also, this is kind of a funny story. Hitler piloted a program to make blow-up dolls in Nazi Germany.
Like you said, he was completely against the thought of, it being okay for you to have sex.
Well, that's true, but this was more along the lines, he was losing too many soldiers that were having sex with nasty prostitutes, so he was losing too many soldiers off the battlefield because they were just fucking anything that walked. So he said,
good for them.
Eureka! And he had this idea completely just
I Like, I want to know what a 1940s blow-up doll looked like.
Probably had Mickey Mouse's face on it.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. So he gave these blow-up dolls to all of his soldiers, and any soldier that was seen carrying around the blow-up doll was ridiculed and made fun of. But I would just be like, hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. And another funny thing about Adolf is he would have like dinner parties where these people would come to his mansion or whatever to eat dinner, and he would make them gather around, and he would whistle songs to them. And these people,
Of course he would.
I'm serious. And he would make these people listen to him whistle, and he would have whistle parties. They would clap and stuff, but I guess one of his favorite songs to whistle was "When I Wish Upon a Star," another Disney song.
Of course.
And he would have these whistle parties. I like to whistle while I work, you know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah. But he would you like to come to my whistle party? Yeah. I think we should have a whistle party.
Hey, we need to have a whistle party.
Have you ever played Naked Twister with a whistle in your butt before?
Oh, no, I haven't. That sounds fun, though.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
You're gonna.
We need to set that up.
As soon as we're done here,
I'm down.
Naked Twister with a whistle in your butt.
I'm there.
All right. Now, here's the far-fetched conspiracies that go along with what actually may have happened to Adolf. I'm going to let Rob take it from here. This is we're going to start with the potential that he went to the moon.
To the moon.
Tell him about the moon, Rob.
Sure, absolutely. So, some theorists say that Hitler was, of course, way ahead of his time and ahead of the time of NASA. He is said to have built a secret bunker for himself on the moon. So he had one. He had a 30-room one here, but then he had one on the moon as well. And that he left our planet to go into orbit to the moon when things started to go too wrong for him. So, by the way, it's not just Hitler who was rumored to have gone to the moon as well. Sitting there with Hitler could be Elvis.
Ain't nothing about a hound dog looking at Adolf's ball.
And friend of the show, Michael Jackson.
Michael, you up there with Bubbles on the moon? I see you.
Bubbles?
Yeah, Bubbles, you up there on the moon? You see Adolf's dick? It's awfully hard to see it, Bubbles. Get in there and look at it.
So you think they'd all be neighbors there? Or do you think they live together?
I would have to imagine Michael Jackson. If you see that video online of that creepy motherfucker that sticks his hand under the fence and he's like playing.
Yeah.
I would have to imagine Michael something like that. You wake up and you go in the backyard and there's just a fucking like a dirty diaper and like chewed up Swedish fish laying all over the place. What the fuck happened?
Have you seen the one interview? I don't know where it was, but it was or who he was interviewed by, but it was one interview that he had where he was just talking about how he liked to climb trees. And then he took the news anchor out there and he's like, I'm just going to climb this tree right here.
Jesus.
And then he fucking climbs the tree and he tries to get the guy to climb it with him. And he's like, you coming up? Are you scared?
Yeah, I've seen that.
He's like antagonizing the reporter.
Aren't you?
You scared, aren't you? You little bitch.
Yeah, you stupid ass bitch.
Dude, Michael Jackson.
I'm up here on the fucking moon. You're down there on the ground. That's because I'm Michael Jackson.
I ain't inviting you to my bunker.
All right. The next hypothesis is the aliens.
Thud.
Yeah, he's up there. Hitler he talked to aliens and he asked to join them to acquire total control of the world and the aliens offered him total control of the world and technological advances and facilities. When the Allied forces defeated Nazis' plans of world domination, Hitler went away with the aliens and went on to reside in an unknown part of the universe, the conspiracy theory says.
That's fun. And from there, the other theory is he could have been cloned. So this theory says that Hitler cloned himself with the help of his lunatic scientist friend, Dr. Joseph Mengele. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it sounds good to me. So this theory gained popularity because of the fact that Hitler was interested in biotechnology and gave a free hand to his researchers for their medical experiments. And we do know from this time that, Project Paperclip, that, a lot of the Nazi scientists, German scientists were, very revered. They were above
doing fucking everything.
They were above and beyond. Yeah, because you got Hitler in charge. He's not going to tell you what, what to or what not to do. Look what the fuck he's doing.
You take off hamster dick and put it in from my dick.
So
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing crazy shit. So who's to say that that didn't happen?
Right. I think that's what happened. And here's one of the most popular assumptions, and this is related to Argentina. According to this theory, Hitler went aboard a U-boat, which is it's a submarine.
Yeah.
And he departed on a journey from Norway to southern Argentina along with U-boat 530. The journey is said to have taken 2.5 months. Some people believe that Hitler, along with his wife Eva Braun, the hamster dick eater, lived happily ever after in a village in Argentina. And we're going to cover this a little bit more towards the end here.
Okay, because I know this is a big one. So
yes, that's right. So
awesome.
We'll skip to the next one here.
Sure. And the next one is that he went underground.
This is fun.
Yeah, you already know that he had his Berlin bunker. So he was hiding in his Berlin bunker during the last Allied bombing. So the only possible way to escape would be to go underground. So surrendering was, of course, not an option because he was pretty much fucked at that point.
He's the Führer. He's the furry.
And people believed he couldn't have committed suicide. So it is said that he went through an underground tunnel, reached an airstrip, took an unmarked plane, and flew to the South Pole.
He's fucking 007 part-time.
James Bond. So this theory goes on to say that from here, he entered the Hollow Earth. This theory went viral because of the fact that Hitler's advisors, and possibly Hitler himself, believed that the Earth was hollow.
There's so many weird theories about him being a reptilian, and he's chilling in Hollow Earth with
JFK and Tupac,
all kinds of people, right? So, but this one ties in to the next theory with Antarctica. This theory says Nazis had built a secret base in the South Pole in the 1930s, which would not surprise me again.
Not at all.
They were, I know they were trying to do something like that for a fact. German Nazi Grand Admiral Karl Donitz stated in 1943, the German submarine fleet is proud of having built for the Fuhrer in another part of the world a Shangri-La on land, an impregnable fortress. Hitler was taken to Antarctica, which was ultimately destroyed by the Great Britain in the 1950s. Okay, so in the South Pole, I do not subscribe to flat Earth or hollow Earth. I think it's all fucking malarkey.
Same.
But they say that in the South Pole that
there's a lot of stuff about the South Pole. It's crazy.
Yes, they say that the South Pole that you can actually. Some people say that there's an entrance to Hollow Earth, but there's one. The name completely leaves me right now. It was a guy that he was flying, okay, and he put a certain landmark in his rearview mirror, and he tried to fly the curvature of the Earth, and he got to the South Pole, and he went past the South Pole, and he found a completely green landmass the size of America. So the belief is for the flat Earth people is that the North Pole is right in the middle of the flat Earth, and the entire rim of our flat Earth is the South Pole. So they think that Hitler, when he went to South Pole, he jumped the South Pole into the landmass that extends past the South Pole. So there's this green land that this pilot saw. And this pilot told his story, and it said he was silenced shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I know now there's like you can't fly over the South Pole.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big no. It's just like flying over Area 51. Like that's a very, very secretive place.
Right. And I know in terms of Hollow Earth, okay, so when you get into Hollow Earth, they say it's 70 degrees during the day, 65 degrees at night, that the air is so pure and so healthy, and that the way of life is so healthy and pure in Hollow Earth that trees grow to like 1,000 feet. Humans grow to 10 to 12 feet tall. So it's all fucking giants.
Fuck yeah.
And it's like a tropical land. It's almost like a paradise, like a tropical paradise / heaven. And that Hitler made it to Hollow Earth, and he's just down there chilling with the fucking giants.
Wonder if his dick grew.
No, it didn't.
Probably not. Still, he's still fucked.
This air is not good enough to fix my wiener. He's just down there Getting fucked by giants and stuff.
Open up. It's time for Daddy to go in again.
And recent documents show that as late, and this ties into the Argentina thing, honestly, that makes the most sense to me. As recently as 1955, the U.S. government was convinced, and you can look this up on the FBI website, they were convinced that he was still alive. JFK was even said to be very, very concerned that Hitler was still alive. They were convinced he went to South America. The documents suggest that he fled to Argentina. This would have made him 65, and they also claim that he worked for a shipping company.
How the Fuhrer had fallen.
Yeah.
He's working for UPS.
Like clean.
Argentina.
You have guys like me that go in the bathroom and like shit in their hand and then just smear it on the wall and draw South Park characters. And then Hitler comes in like, I'm so sick of this shit, yeah. Just want to take this shit, rub it on my body and make my wiener bigger. I don't know. The story goes back and forth between the CIA and the FBI. There was a report filed by the CIA bureau chief in Venezuela. There was a picture included from a confidential informant, not anymore. His name was Philip Citrion. He was a former SS soldier. Citrion claimed to have contacted Hitler about once a month in Colombia on his trip from Maracaibo to the country as an employee of KNSM, the Royal Dutch Shipping Company. Now, this guy, when he reached out to the U.S. government, the CIA, he included pictures. And these fucking pictures, Hitler looks just like Hitler.
Right.
But if he was running like that, he would have no doubt shaved a stupid fucking mustache.
You would think.
Shaved his head.
Yeah.
He would have looked more like Charles Barkley and not Adolf Hitler.
He would have. I think he would have tried.
Right. And if you go to the FBI website, it's very accessible to check these documents out, that they believed wholeheartedly that Hitler did not die.
Yeah. There's also the thing that we talked about in the doppelganger episode, where they could have, or it was believed that the actual dead Hitler that they found was just a lookalike, and they smuggled the actual Hitler out while planting, the dead one in its place, and took him to Argentina. In
one instance, during World War II, they blew a certain building up, and they thought they'd killed Hitler, and they went in and they found a body, and it turns out it was just his bodyguard, but the bodyguard looked just like him. So he definitely used body doubles.
Absolutely.
And I think if he was alive today, he'd be like 130 something years old. I think he's still alive.
Could be.
I think he's got a fucking party goat.
If he's living in Hollow Earth, you never know.
I think he's got a really small penis pump. Turns his Tic Tac into a little piece of Laffy Taffy.
It's like the size of a pencil sharpener.
Yeah.
He's got a little bitty pump on it. He's got to graduate to a normal sized dick pump.
He grabs a hold of that dick and cranks it up.
It probably looks like an old soggy piece of spaghetti.
Are you gonna eat that? No, I'm good, fam.
Oh man, that couldn't happen to a better person. I swear.
I hope he's fucking dead.
I do too.
I know he's dead.
He's obviously dead now, but I hope he fucking died a horrible death.
I hope he went to prison and got raped.
Argentina and just went through some fucking goat shows.
Yeah. If you're listening, Adolf, call in, let us know how you're doing.
And fuck you.
Yeah. So that's the end of the Adolf Hitler episode.
Yeah, we got a live show yesterday. This podcast today. We're doing another one tomorrow with the Gym City podcast local here. I don't know when that one's going to be out. We'll let you guys know when that's going to be out. I think they stagger them throughout the month. So,
and our next episode is going to be a Patreon episode.
Hey,
and all I know is it's an Australian story about a 2-month-old baby getting eaten by a dingo.
Yes, this is for real.
This is from Kylie Kidner.
This is why fucking Australia is crazy. I love it though.
I can't remember where I put my baby. My baby's got eaten by a fucking dingo over there in the desert. Is there a desert in Australia?
I think Australia is nothing but desert.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
I'm pretty sure if 90% of it's uninhabited
Oh, Jesus.
because it's so fucking huge.
All I know is I saw a guy punch a kangaroo in the face and live to tell about it.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Fuck a kangaroo.
We're looking forward to that story. And it's a true crime story, so that'll get your guys' buttholes
I
wet.
love that it's true crime. That's about a baby eaten by a dingo.
Only thing worse than Adolf Hitler are the fucking dingoes.
What a fucking great weekend.
Yeah, it was really was.
Once again, thank you guys if you came out yesterday for the live show. We appreciate it more than we can even say. It was great meeting everybody.
I got laid
I didn't, but it was still a great night.
by my wife.
Well, we
One-
thank you guys for listening.
One-way disappointing trip to Pound Town.
Right, exactly.
All aboard! I'm all done. All done. Sorry. How was I?
Above average.
So, thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you guys. We love you.
We love you.
Bye, bros.